Moshi.
I mean, Edith and Angela, right? There's shields there that you want to try to capitalize on, but this, by the way, they're really looking for a snowball, right? Because if they don't get a snowball, oh, it's tough. But even then, Florian, it's not meant to snowball. What? I'm kind of confused, but hey, it's Mr. MPL Midnight.
You know, anything can happen at this point, right? Esmeralda debut, Florian debut.
Trex, you know a little bit more about C9 than I do, than the regular viewer. What's up with this Esmeralda?
I mean, it's a comfort pick for Jewel. And to defend it as well, there are a lot of shields on the side of CFU.
There's a few.
I mean, a few shields, yeah. And some possibilities for more depending on who Angela picks and everything. So, I mean, yes, it could be something that Cloud9's been workshopping on. It could be something to just give Jewel some comfort in that EXP lane. This is game one on a big stage. Jewel is the rookie of the team along with Xayah. So maybe make sure they're comfortable, make sure she's comfortable, and focus on Panda, Ashley, and Nicolette.
And off of CFU, this is definitely a do or die. It's dire. Again, just by the way the schedule works, and if they get swept here by C9, then that's a sure elimination. Group A has its two teams moving up, but for now, we focus on the early game. Moshi Bang versus Jewel, Esmeralda versus Terizla up top. It's Panda going up against Yui Fendi. And again, just as how it is, like the Roger just start bullying.
I mean, a lot of possibilities for the Roger. Wondering how this Tagami versus Nicolette is going to go down. Nicolette kind of debuting some of these assassin picks here. We know that Nicolette has had a large hero pool variety, has played some other positions before, but how is it going to be when you're playing with the big girls?
On the big stage, Abby here, bursted down, 2/3 of her health. Nicolette, quick rotation through, back in the XP lane here. About a quarter of a minute until the turtle spawns. For those of you who don't know, Nicolette, also known as Apple, played a good couple of years as a mid laner. And I guess, you know, from all of those mechanics and all of the map control you have, I guess it was just natural for her to pick up. Oh, nice steal by Moshi.
Beautiful steal by Moshi, honestly, very clean.
That was a tip
from the bush.
That was a tip of that revenge strike. Just whoop.
That's all it took. Into the bot lane, but both teams taking things slow. CFU knows what's on the line here. They know it's a deciding match for them. They need to at least secure a 1-1 here. Cloud9 also needs to kind of at least secure a 1-1 because they know what's ahead of them.
Yep.
Vega, the monsters of the group essentially, and here comes Cloud9 looking for the possible dive here. Big penalty zone on 3 members of Cloud9, but the damage does respond. Yue able to get the Earthshaker. Jewel goes down first. Nicolette looking for a target, gets caught up against the wall. This is big damage. Tagami comes in, gets the kill. It's 2-0. Cloud9 down.
Single-handedly off of Moshi Bang's monstrous penalty zone. She turns the tide and is my personal MVP in that first engagement, which turns into a massive turtle here. SEC replay, seeing again the aftermath of that penalty zone. I think they missed the most important part. It was just a second prior to this, but this is the aftermath. This is the result.
It's going to be huge. They're going to have to find a way to work around that. They're going to have to keep eyes on Moshi Bang. We saw the Terizla in previous games. Moshi Bang is able to pull some big moves off, especially early game. I feel like that's when Moshi Bang really shows up sometimes.
Again, benefit of the doubt for Cloud9 looking at it optimistically. This is a lineup that takes a while to get up. You have to wait for Ashley to find these odd angles for maybe Nicolette and Jewel to jump through. But looking at how CFU Serendipity are playing and how they have such a huge chip on their shoulders after what happened in the first series of the day, I don't think these ladies are going to make it easy. Like, they are going to have eyes on the back of their head saying, you know, what's in this bush? Where's the rotation coming in? While being aggressive. Look at this now, Yui Fendi. And Yui, like, Tagami just coming and helping out.
Yeah, Tagami, just to make sure that there's no funny business from Cloud9 here. Now, I like what you said there. CFU, there's either two ways you take a big sweep like that, like losing like that. You either break down.
It crushes
you, or now you're angry, right? Now you're hungry, you know what's on the line, and you feed off that. And so far in game number 1, CFU is feeding off of it. Cloud9 needs to find the response. Turtle going to be up in 30 seconds. Jewel having a little bit of trouble against Moshi Bang in the boss side, and Tower goes down in the top side.
That's a flicker forced out of Abby here, but I think that should be fine. You are looking at an Angela, relatively low necessity hero. Like, all she needs is her ult, and then she's in the fight, so she can keep herself safe there. Look at this deep cut by Moshi Bang. It's been a while. Like, we rarely see this interaction in the XP lane, right? Because Esmeralda is a non-meta hero. But look at this, a level gap between Moshi Bang and Jewel. I can only imagine what the gold is like, right? Look at this, 2,000 ahead, CFU Serendipity.
Yeah, and a lot of it's probably in the pocket of Moshi Bang. A lot of it, luckily, Nicolette and Tagami at least at an even leveling field. So it's a good thing for Cloud9 when it comes down to some of these neutral objectives. You do have the dashes, and look at the possible play. Onto Yui Fendi here. Ashley, Xayah both hiding out in the bush. They get the pin. Yui Fendi looking for the getaway. A lot of damage onto Panda with the speedy light wheel. Out comes the Heart Guard. More damage. Can they find Yui Fendi here? Nicolette trying to lock on. Gets the kill. Yui Fendi goes down. It's a 1 kill, though, onto the gold lane for the Turtle. Was the trade worth it?
I'd say it wasn't, but Cloud9 are just doing what they can, right? The fact that it being Yui Fendi makes it close to 50-50, makes it almost worth it, almost a wash. But I'd say CFU Serendipity are okay with that, just as long as they don't slip up and let these pickoffs turn into massive objectives. Because look, their map is pristine. All turtles their way, not a single turret taken out. Looking at the item game here, yeah, can't confirm that's almost 1,000 between Moshi Bang and Jewel. But yeah, no, interestingly enough, Nicolette is above Tagami.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's going to be huge. It's going to be important, even with the death. Holding only 100 gold lead, but still could turn it into more. Cloud9 need to now, I mean, this is their time. They're going to hit a spike at some point, probably around like third turtle. They'll have a moment where maybe they can really do something. First Lord. But if CFU is able to really just give them the stiff arm here, it's going to be trouble. A little bit of damage onto Moshi Bang. Panda with the sidestep, able to get more shots onto Yui. But CFU are playing the macro game. They're taking towers. They don't care about fights.
Yep, they're circling their prey as if they took the clouds themselves into the deep blue sea. The Sharks have taken another turret down bottom, and I appreciate what Jewel is trying to do here. Like, again, when the cat's away, the mouse plays, right? So when it's a free lane, you get that push in so that eventually the map opens up for Panda, which, by the way, we got to counter blessings. Panda hasn't died yet. As a C9 fan, as a fan of NA, as a growing and developing scene, again, this is the first time that an NA women's team has joined the MWI in its 3-year history. You kind of want to get what you can, right? Out of these small trades, out of this relatively silent part of the game, like entering the mid game, I think this helps Cloud9. I think just the fact that they're allowed to push a little, jockey for position, allow for Nicolette to take these buffs here and there, this helps Cloud9 maybe find their footing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the reasons they went for that gold lane gank early on, even sacrificing the turtle for it, is give Panda a good game. Make sure Panda's a little bit ahead of Yui Fendi, possibly, because Panda could end up being the big saving grace. They're already kind of locked into a mid-late game condition at this point, taking those few early deaths. They got to look for something. They do have the heal with the floor, and there's some possibilities there. But CFU, all they got to do is just keep pushing, keep playing these off lanes, keep playing the pressure. Don't force fights, just play for objectives.
And now there's the last turtle of the game, scored by Tagami, and there's a fight!
A lot of damage on Xayah, able to get some heal back, though. In comes the penalty zone, able to commit. Abby gets the kill onto Xayah. Ashley now in trouble. The electrifying beat's able to lock on, bringing Ashley down to about half health. Tagami still forcing the field, dancing with danger right now. Jewel gets the falling star moon, but unable to do too much. CFU got what they came for once again, another tower.
Whenever you fight CFU, especially with this kind of lineup, it's never a fair fight. You're never thinking, oh, it's just the same 4 or 3 ladies. You always have to think of Abby. And the way that Tagami and Yui Fendi just kind of dove in there and just, all right, threaten these fights. If you even think of diving us, then you suffer the consequences of a puppet on strings. I think Xayah's not there yet. Xayah can hit the blooms, but their lineup isn't built just yet. Her heroes don't have the items just yet, the damage output, to make that heal make sense.
Yeah. I think it's completely right? And I think overall, we're looking at Xayah, we're looking at Jewel, the 2 rookies right now on the team. It's their time to step up. They got to be able to do something. Here comes the diversion play. Can they lock on Yui Fendi here? The stun almost connects. Heartguard does come out, but the Lycan pounce onto Xayah, brings her down to about half health. Jewel now on the run as well. Yui Fendi doesn't want to give it up. Yui also looking for Ashley, gets a toss-up, gets a knock-up. Ashley actually able to use the Purify, just dance around that, get some damage back. Jewel now get involved as well. Nobody goes down on either team.
That's a pacifist run, just putting enough damage on a Cloud9 to force them back, and they eventually do get that push down bottom. CFU Serendipity shrinking the map up. I'm wondering, now that Xayah has moved over the bloom to Panda, the Panda, does that mean it's go time? Does she have the items? Because it's going to be much, much difficult for her to get some farm in. They have to wait for these waves to crash in.
And Nicolette versus Tagami in the top side. Nicolette having a little bit of trouble. Electrifying Beats comes out. Nicolette gonna go down. Tagami, the Shinigami, taking kills by the minute right now. It's 2-0-1 for her, and with that heart guard, Tagami can do whatever she wants.
This is the perfect jungler that's slightly out of meta that fits this lineup well. You got an Angela on you? Anyone diving can really help. This puts Ashley's job a very hard one as the mid laner, because as the Lu Yi, you're the one who wants to find these odd angles to put your opponents in a very uncomfortable position. Quick, easy lord here for CFU Serendipity. Now, when you have an Angela, when you have a Roger, when you have a Joy, suddenly Predator becomes prey. It's like they can't even live in their own jungle now. Look at this.
The Sharks are on the prowl right now. They're aiming for the sky. Cloud9 looking a little shaky. Panda still not taking a death, but when does Panda finally do something? Big penalty zone, locks onto Exia. Jewel taking a little bit of damage. Panda trying to pop off. Jewel still in the midst of it. Able to take a lot of shots to the face. The heal comes in. We're seeing some possibilities, but still not enough. Cloud9 unable to output. They can survive, but no output.
Yep, they can kite, but can they kill? I think we are, baby, optimistically, like 3 or 4 minutes away from that. Quick item check. You do have 2 items on Jewel here, so I think she needs like 2 more to be able to tank up even more. The Trinity onto Nicolette, and just 2 items on Ashley here. Not even the Trinity on Panda yet. She needs a double time, I'd say.
she just got the DHS. Finally locked in, 11 minutes in. Does this mean Panda can finally start outputting? We are seeing Jewel start to be a bit tankier in that last fight, but still CFU, the way they've been playing with this macro game, taking towers, they don't care if they don't get a bunch of kills. It's 5-1 right now, and they're controlling the game.
That's right. They're a sledgehammer. They don't have to see results immediately, but as soon as they see cracks, and boy, oh boy, 5-1, 5K head, if that's not a crack, I don't know what is. They'll just keep going, you know, just keep working at it slowly but surely to break down Cloud9 in game 1. But the fact that this is going much slower than we expected means C9 has a chance. C9 can actually just force fights like this. See, Moshi Bang put down half health, and you see here Abby's even thinking about it, throwing it on Yui Fendi, not Moshi Bang. Maybe a pickoff, much like what Falcons Vega did to CFU Serendipity early on, game 2. Maybe that could be Cloud9's ticket out of here.
Yeah, Cloud9 just kind of needs that big play, the big turnaround, and they've been buying time well. They were able to get past the first Lord without losing a single inhibitor. CFU, though, I think they know this, right? And they know, okay, we got to make something happen here. We got to make something shake, because it's true. If Jewel gets out of control, if Panda gets out of control, if Ashley's able to make some cheeky plays, it could be a problem. So the longer this goes, the more Cloud9 starts to have I mean, it's not like a game ender. If they get to end game, they still need to pull it off, and we don't even know if they're capable of that yet.
Yep.
But CFU definitely knows there is a clock ticking.
Yeah, long story short, Cloud9 has to find a way to be on the offense. 5-1 here in a very slow-paced matchup just shows that the team that's in control is definitely in control. If Cloud9 can find that odd angle from the back line, maybe take out... Oh, this could be it. Oh, nice feint. Yui checking in. If they can do that again while Yui isn't checking these bushes, that might be the start. We can talk about a comeback.
We'll see. It's still 1-5 right now. Positions are being held by both teams. Cloud9's taking things slow. So it seems like they do have a bit of a game plan here, but CFU also not scared to let this drag out. They're not rushing anything at all. Possible heart guard onto UA Fendi here. And look at the positioning from Abby. Always just hanging out in the back, going for a purple buff right now.
Never showing herself.
Hanging out, never showing face at all until the heart guard comes through. They're going to be able to take this Lord.
Yep, she's making herself scarce, and that's what you do. The conceal here, coming in from Yui. They're wailing away. A lot of damage thrown out. Impressive. Okay, so there is some potential. Ashley can, maybe given the chance, 2 to 3 seconds of free hits with her spells.
Yeah, you get a couple hits, you match it up with, and then you also get some of the bloom shots and everything. Yep. You get some of the stuns. There's some possibilities there, but CFU, they didn't overcommit. They are also playing so cleanly in a sense of like, we got Lord, let's back off, let's wait for the push.
Yep, so again, the attempt by Jewel. And again, Exia, all she can do is just watch the map, right? Now that's her best practice right now. Much like Abby, but you flip the coin over. One is playing defense, one is playing offense. And Abby, This is, oh, check it in.
Gami checks in. That's a lot of damage on a Nicolette. Nicolette forced to run. A couple more shots. The heal does come in for Cloud9, but the Lord finally gets the crash. And Cloud9's late to the party, late to their own house. The Lord is in. He's home. He's kicking down the door. Moshi Bang lines it up with a nice Earth Shaker. Nicolette finds Moshi Bang, though. Moshi Bang down. Jewel might be next on the chopping block. It's 1-for-1. Yui takes a lot of damage. Cloud9 trying to respond. Panda popping off with a speedy light wheel, able to get the shots off. But in comes Tagami, the Shinigami, reaping death. But Nicolette stops her in her tracks. It's chaos, it's disaster, and Cloud9 comes out happy.
It's the first big clapback from the team from North America. Cloud9 trades 3 for 1. Here's the SEC replay. Could have sworn that there was a plan from CFU Serendipity to actually end it right then and there, but C9 played the rope-a-dope very well. You see how a lot of them are very low, and how Nicolette just skedaddled out of there. She could have gotten punished, but nay. She says, I'm going to try to play for a comeback, and eventually she gets her purple buff again.
That ice crown, the ice crown.
The winner crown.
Winner crown, foo. Nicolette hit it in the mid of the battle, was able to sidestep, then get the kill. So good mechanics. Something we were wondering if Nicolette was going to have. Maybe she's getting some rust off herself. Maybe she's getting a little more comfortable on stage. Because remember, none of these girls have ever been at something this large before.
Not like this.
Not even back home have they been on a stage before. So this is a big step in the direction for Cloud9. Can they pull it off, though? Because CFU, man, they almost took that game off of Vega. They look tough right now.
It's true. They called this the group of death, and that holds for almost everyone. We haven't really seen it quite for Falcons Vega, but who's to say? Who's to say? We haven't seen all the matches in Group A just yet, but right here, right now, 16 minutes in, 6-4, Cloud9 are putting up quite the comeback, possibly.
Ooh, conceal play. Winter Crown does come through for Ashley. Gonna get knocked up here, though. Taken out. Yui Fendi able to get the kill. Penalty zone just misses. Can they get the response to get the trade at least? Cloud9 finds it. Panda able to pop off. Yui Fendi still playing the distance, though. Heart guard still locked on. Look at the damage on to Jewel. Jewel able to just get away. It's 1-for-1. But CFU they're gonna hightail it back to the Lord, not try to push it too deep.
I wouldn't say that's the safest thing to do right now. Because look, I think C9 knows that it's time to hustle. All right? The few weeks or months that they've been together as a full-on team, in the guidance of their coach, knows that, hey, we got to take it step by step, you know? There are some fundamentals, some things that you got to do, basic protocol. And so far, Cloud9 have been checking off these boxes. Like, again, having seen multiple MWIs casted at last year's, this is at a level where I can say it's pretty competitive. Coming from a team that has been together for a while, in the Kamai, in the CFU Serendipity, going up against C9, first-timers on this big stage. I am impressed by what I'm seeing.
Definitely holding their own, and with Ashley back on the field, they can fight for this Lord, and CFU knows it. You said it might not be safe to rush it. They knew it. They made the call. Now they're just playing the distance again. I think they kind of want Cloud9, hoping that Cloud9 might slip up here, make a mistake. Jewel, though, she's tanky right now, man. She can finally hang out. The Esmeralda's starting to pay off a little bit. Tagami dashing through.
Ashley!
Looking for the big damage on Ashley. Ashley trying to escape, not going to be able to. Tagami gets the kill, but look at Panda down on the boss side, trying to pop off onto somebody. Speedy light wheel comes out. Tagami gets the winner crown. Can they capitalize? Panda in a little bit of trouble. A lot of damage coming from Moshi Bang. It's still 2-for-1. Yui Fendi, though, in the wolf form, looking for the Lycan pounce. Nicolette switches directions up against Yui here. Doesn't have the fracture, doesn't have the damage, but Panda locks on to Moshi Bang. It's chaos once again, and Moshi Bang goes down 2-for-2. Cloud9 still in the game, but look at Yui. Jewel might not want to be the target. Minions do come out. He has the heart guard ready. Abby is a problem. What's the solution?
She is with and without these fights. The fact that if you rope-a-dope CFU Serendipity, they can just tuck one of themselves in to another and then pick a better fight. I think Cloud9 got as much as they could out of that trade. By taking down Tagami and Moshi Bang, that's as best you can ask for, but that could have definitely been the end. CFU Serendipity, again, much like the Sharks that they are, these ladies are able to split up Cloud9. Isn't that what Clouds do, though? They're just condensation in the air, man. But they're holding on. I think if they can put Ashley in a better position, they can get a better fight.
It's like the Russian Lord, though. Tagami's ready, Heart Guard ready. Cloud9 down Their health bars are looking a little bit low. They need some heal. They decide to back off. They know it's too late to rush Lord.
What I've seen from the
Now we're at
past
stalemate.
5 or 6 minutes of this bout here is Ashley not finding an angle. Can they get a steal?
Nicolette gonna try to dash in here. Can Nicolette pull it off? Tagami able to get it in the big knock-up. Nicolette down. Jewel now on the run. CFU with Lord like this could be dangerous for Cloud9. Jewel still on the run, has a lot of shield, should be able to tank whatever CFU sends. It's 40 seconds on the clock for Cloud9.
Oh.
We're still waiting on a wave. Can they defend this?
This is pre-TikTok timers, 18 to 20. This is as good as TikTok timers, especially if there is a gap as tight as this one. And I'm not talking just economy, I'm talking about the map. Look at this now. All 3 waves are crashing in, and Lord hasn't even spawned. This is going to be difficult for Cloud9 to defend. Yes, Nicolette can come through, but they are lacking the map. They are lacking the space to work with this. They can't play on Inception. They can't shock CFU Serendipity anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big, crucial moment. 4 seconds on the clock for Nicolette. Panda is fed. Going to work on Melton down. A member here, Moshe Dang with the penalty zone. Into the backside. Jewel also with the falling star moon. They're trying to pull the Lord to the side, but in comes Tagami. Jewel goes down. Yui Fendi taking a lot of damage. Lord still at half health, and the base falls anyways. Cloud9 cannot defend. CFU take the win.
The Sharks can breathe. Get some oxygen in their gills because it's not over just yet. They are still alive. Group A proven the truth.
Thank you, Trex. Thank you, Leo. But GG for CFU Gaming, finally coming back from that loss from match number 1 to lead this best of 2 series now here.
Took them a while to actually take that game, which is very impressive. Again, like Leo and Trex mentioned about C9, the fact that they were able to somehow even force it all the way to that later stage despite getting absolutely obliterated in the early game team size was very, very impressive. But still, there was a lot of promise with this lineup, obviously, in the later stage of the game, but when those promises get fulfilled, when you lose all your base turrets already, when you lose 2 base turrets already, it just becomes way too late. And unfortunately for C9, CFU understand that they always have that advantage. With the base turrets taken down, they know that these waves are always going to be constantly slow pushing back towards Cloud9. They never need to actually make the desperate call to rush the Lord. They can just go back and forth with this new version of the Lord dance that we have come to know now with, you know, the changes onto the Lord damage. But all throughout, the fact that CFU were able to just constantly look for these fights, there were moments